1, 2. This on?
I don't know. Pretty cool.
Triple H.
You're not in that.
Pretend I like you.
Oh, just pretend.
Hello, everybody popping up. We're a few minutes early here. Having some more of the apple juice. Cheers.
Happy hour.
Mm-mm. This healthy happy hour should be brought to you by Chantea's Cherry Pie. Sounds as wrong as it is.
Yeah,
There's not much left. It's been delicious. So, Chantea, tell us why this pie is so awesome.
Well, it's organic cherries, the tart cherries,
Mm-hmm.
and
the
dark cherries. Yeah, I don't know who's been eating the pie. Someone got into the pie.
We have a mouse in the fridge in the back.
Possibly. Anyhow.
Whole cherry?
I know. See, the big fat cherries right there. We're going to crust. Normally, if I had more time, I would make a homemade almond flour crust, but I did not make that one. And then it is 0 sugar. So,
other than what's in the
natural cherries themselves.
Low sugar.
Mm-hmm. Tart cherries. Right. And yeah, so it's delicious. Little cinnamon on top, some butter in there.
I'm looking in to see everybody joining. Hey, Lori.
So we're just going to finish the pie because...
By we, I mean, like, I'm already started. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
You can enjoy the pie. But there's ways to make a million awesome desserts and not load yourself up on sugar, especially if you're not going to be active anymore.
So after doing Chantea's challenge all week long,
which I've been doing too. I haven't posted all of mine. They're in my phone because I'm a video keeper and not sharer, so I have recorded all of mine. So hopefully you've been at least recording them, or more importantly, just doing your 100 squats. It doesn't take that long. It's pretty good.
And I've been enjoying the Fit Aid. So for all y'all that don't believe I've been doing them, it's on our YouTube page. I have recorded each and every one of them and posted one there, but I figured that's going to be kind of boring watching me do them for like 2 minutes. So I put those 15-second clips up on Instagram or the Facebook stories.
I did it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on. A little housekeeping announcement as I have to go all the way up. I see everybody on Facebook. No problem. We'll get this other one. And sure, Lori, you can be live too. Hello, everybody.
Oh, Lord.
We have moved. If you didn't know this yet.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
What's going on, guys?
So, Lori already knows. We're no longer at 9 Professional Circle. We are at 4 Merchants Way. Which brings me to another thing. We are right next door to my barber.
I'm not even half dressed. Okay. I'm now blushing.
She's been blushing here earlier today. Now Lori's blushing again.
It's like a hair though.
Great
hair day.
So if anybody knows
if
anyone knows an underground barber, please let me know. It's past the point of no return.
I am very talented, but I don't do hair, so I draw my wifely duties at cutting hair.
That's where you draw your wifely duties. Anyway, life. All right. As promised, do little biohacks on how to be the fittest version of you ever, ever, ever. You can go hours and hours and hours in the gym. You can take cinder blocks right now if you've got nothing else and go hours and hours and hours to get your crunk on. Or you can follow some awesome little tricks. And the awesome little tricks of the trade are as follows, but not limited to. And before I get into every last ounce of it here, you got to want to do it. I can give you an encyclopedia here, this in my head. But unless you're actually doing it, what's the point? There's that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. If you're intrinsically motivated, you're good to go. If you need a fit aid every single time that you do 100 squats, not so good, right? Hey everybody, coming up on. I see ya. So one of the things that I like to use is blood flow restriction. It came from the term katsu. And there's a professor in Japan a year or two ago, a long time ago, that came up with a way to heal injuries super fast, and that's by restricting blood flow to the region. And once that blood flow is restricted, you're actually starving the area of oxygen. And when you starve the area of oxygen, you're creating a different environment. And one of those things that also happens is those healing mediators, the cytokines, the leucines. Yeah,
he said he wouldn't nerd out, but he's totally doing it.
They flood to the area. And another side effect that we also noticed was the fact that we can grow muscle strength and size so much faster by restricting blood flow. Take about 70 to 80% of your total blood flow and restrict it. How do you figure that out?
Can't feel your fingers.
There you go. Your
fingers, it's a little too tight.
Your fingers are turning blue? Not good. You lose sensation, get the numbness and tingling? Not good. And that's how we know how it's good. The best type to get are elastic stretchy bands. We have some here at Functionised, and the reason that they're better than the tight straps is simply because with the tight straps, you are going to get a pump no matter what. And in doing so, the tight straps are going to restrict your muscle being able to contract. And once you're unable to contract, it's going to get kind of painful. I've done it a few times. I went for a little run, actually, and got, hey, Sam!
You made it hungry.
I know, right? Flies. We get so distracted.
Oh.
Sam's distracting. It's okay. So, if your muscle can't contract, then you're kind of defeating the purpose. Having the more elastic type is going to allow the muscle to contract, expand, and do the job necessary. Starving oxygen, you're going to create more fast-twitch type 2 muscle fibers. These lead to more hypertrophy, more strength. You'll be able to get more endurance, and since you're starving your muscles, you're going to have to tap into fat stores, and you're going to also, well, have more beta oxidation, fat loss. This is something that you can literally do every single day when you work out. Once you're done your repetitions, let the blood flow back in again. You don't want to lose limbs, and you don't want to do it for activities that are long-term. Now, one of the cool parts, you can use weights that are 20 to 40% of your 1 rep max and still get the same gains as if you're doing your 70, 80, even 90% of your 1 rep max. That's game-changing. So if you're at home and you don't have heavy weights, put on the blood flow restriction bands and use whatever you have. And the results are going to be amazing. Now, do me a favor and don't do it one time and simply say, hey, it didn't work.
Nothing works one time.
But if you use yourself, and the analogy I like to use, you and your clone do the exact same thing, use the blood flow restriction bands and your clone does not, you're going to get results faster. Plain, simple, science, proven.
Yes.
Questions for me? Yeah, I'll answer your questions, everybody. I'll type them back, all right? So we've got one camera up on Facebook, we've got one camera up on Instagram. I'm seeing all the Instagrams, and I'm having to squint a little bit. So please don't feel that I'm not seeing you. I'm seeing you, but I'm not seeing you. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
High-intensity interval training. Everyone thinks that they know what it is. Most do not. High-intensity interval training is when you actually fully recover. You get your heart rate up to 90%. Then you have a full recovery, and you do it again. It's like when we utilize Carol here at Functionised in the Fit Lab. There's 2 20-second sprints. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I promise everybody who's actually been on it knows what's up. Mm-hmm. If you like to go nice and slow and Peloton-y, hey everybody, if you like to go nice and slow and Peloton-y, then I'm just going off on that one. Then you're really not going to see the true results because now you're doing more of an aerobic than an anaerobic workout. Our body is not designed to go and go and go and go. Have you ever seen a marathoner who is really cut and fit? I mean, they're emaciated. They've got extra body fat on them. And the reason being is that they are breaking down essential muscle tissue. It causes a change in hormones. You're becoming more insulin resistant in doing so. Endurance runners are not necessarily the healthiest of people, despite the fact of being fit. And on some previous podcasts, I've gone over the difference between health versus fitness and how they're two totally different things. Now, once you know these two totally different things, you can start to really figure it out. High-intensity interval training. You go balls to the wall, ovaries to the wall, whatever it may be. Put them up against the wall and recover. Do it again. With the Carol sprints, for instance, you don't have to be on a bike, but the artificial intelligence is kind of Terminator cool. You can do regular sprints. Whatever it is, you go as hard as you can. It is painful, I know, but you're done like that. Like that, you're done. Then you have the rest of the day to do whatever else it is that you need to do. Utilizing this with individuals trying to lose amounts of body fat, just getting to shape, bodybuilders. Bodybuilders are an amazing population that is constantly trying to lose fat to get up on stage because they're literally being judged. How scary is that to have to be judged by total strangers? Especially when you're wearing like nothing.
So
you get up there, wearing your classy shoes and bending over and just having people judge you like cattle. So you want to look really good.
Doesn't sound so appealing now. But it's a goal and an objective, so there's a purpose to do it.
So let me ask you, Chantea.
Yeah.
You've spent hours and hours on the Stairmaster, right?
Uh-huh.
You've spent minutes on Carol, right?
Yes.
Is there other than time, do you still get the benefits of the fat burn on Carol as opposed to doing an hour and 2 hours on the Stairmaster?
You get more.
There you go.
Less time and a lot more benefits.
And one fun thing that I've noticed in individuals getting up on stage, and I only use them, which is not typically the general public, but it's just because bodybuilders under so much scrutiny are constantly biohacking themselves, finding out what works, what doesn't work at all times. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed in individuals utilizing true high-intensity interval training, they be much thicker, yo.
Well, it's true.
Just saying.
Incorporating certain logs in my training programs.
Mm-hmm.
All those explosive movements, handstand push-ups that you don't typically see bodybuilders doing handstand push-ups to develop some amazing shoulders.
And the whole idea is to grow the most amount of muscle and get rid of the most amount of fat. Mm-hmm. Don't sacrifice the muscle for the fat loss, and that's what ends up happening so often. I digress. We're talking more about biohacking your fitness, not bodybuilding, but that is a pretty cool biohacking.
It is.
Cold thermogenesis, that's something that can be done at home to lose fat, and you can lay on the couch and Netflix. I promise you, Netflix. Not wine and Netflix. Not beer and Netflix, not mixed drink and Netflix. Just Netflix. You gotta have something to drink, try the Zevia. They're delicious and refreshing. I like it. Very good.
Yeah.
So, incorporating cold, putting cold on areas of your body is turning the white fat into brown fat. And is it really brown? Yeah, it's really brown. And the color brown is from the abundance of mitochondria, the little powerhouses of your cells that start being formed. And when you got more powerhouses going, your body is producing more energy. Less powerhouses, less energy, right? Think about it. How much energy can one nuclear power plant create compared to 100 nuclear power plants? Just saying, a little bit more.
100 times more.
Oh. Smartass. So with that being said, yeah, you can literally lie there, put ice packs around you. If it's cold out where you are, as long as your neighbors are not around, go outside naked.
10 minutes.
Put out some underwear. You can make it 20 minutes, even better.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yep. Ice baths are amazingly, awfully great. Get in an ice bath for 20 minutes. Put on some booties for your feet and put on some gloves for your hands so you don't get frostbite. Not a plus. And if you have the luxury of having a cryo sauna, you can hop in there for 2 to 3 minutes. Now that's like the ultimate biohack time. Get in there 2 to 3 minutes and get those results. Yeah, so if you got an extra 100K lying around your back pocket, invest for one for your house.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, there are other facilities local. And once all this other stuff ends, visit. Otherwise, you can lie there with ice packs while you Netflix.
Yes.
And it's working out. Oxygen deprivation. You probably saw, if you saw the story, Chantea going to ShopRite, with Lisa Simpson doing a dance in the background. I'm sure you did not expect to see her. What was she on? She was just dancing in the background of the parking lot. It was kind of crazy.
I don't know what she got into.
She got into something.
Mm-hmm. Catnip.
Oxygen deprivation masks originally came out with the idea to simulate being at high altitude. And when you're at high altitude and then you come back down to lower altitude or sea level, you'll be able to uptake and utilize oxygen better. The only problem is that the partial pressure of where you're at is the same partial pressure of the oxygen that you're actually breathing in, despite the fact that it's tougher to breathe. However, it's been shown that when you are creating more carbon dioxide in your system, you're also going to uptake and create more oxygen in your system as well, creating better endurance for yourself. So if you're looking to perform at a higher level, you can utilize an oxygen deprivation mask and walk around. I've tried sleeping in it, but that's pretty annoying, and I kind of take it and toss it off.
Getting on the vibe plate, doing exercises on the vibe plate here.
We'll get to that in a second. Unbelievable. Oh, please, have some pie.
Okay. If Coach says I can eat pie, I'm eating pie.
If you can put tape over your mouth and breathe through your nose, I'm serious. Practice this while awake first before you try sleeping that way. You can also take a heaping teaspoonful of baking soda. Before you exercise, try it. It can cause some major gastric distress, and if you're exercising, even if it's a short period of time, it's not going to end up well. But try the baking soda by itself first, and try the duct tape over your mouth and slow, controlled breathing through your nose as well. And perhaps in a future Healthy Happy Hours or on a future podcast, we'll go over a lot of different breathing techniques, because there's a #crack ton of breathing techniques, and for different purposes too. Routine. Routine is so vital and important.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's your fitness routine that I'm going to tell you what to do. Dictator Jim, who's now, what was I called the other day?
Sadist.
A sadist. So apparently the sadist here, Dictator, everyone freaking gets results, but I get the crap. Why do I get crap when people get results? You listen to me?
Like you.
I will admit, I'm a dictator. If you listen to, just listen to me and you get results. If you don't listen to me, you don't get results. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have a routine. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to have a glass of water. It's going to be delicious. You're going to then take a walk, if you have a yard, barefoot around your yard for 10 to 20 minutes. You're going to earth yourself. You're going to ground yourself. In doing so, you're going to lower cortisol levels. It's been proven. Take an Ohm's reader, stick the positive into the ground, hold on to the negative, and watch the little meter bob.
Electricity.
And a little going on. Any research I've done, while it is not overwhelming research, is still good enough, and good enough for me at this point, because it's not treating, curing, or preventing any disease. It's the choice that I like to make of going outside barefoot. You're going to walk around for 10 to 20 minutes barefoot. If you do not have a yard, take a walk around the neighborhood for 10 to 20 minutes. Some other time during the day, ground and earth yourself. Lowering cortisol levels, lowering stress.
Lowers body fat.
Lowers body fat. Makes your day great. That's a definite recommendation. It's also going to start to bump up your metabolism by that light walk, and your day is getting going with water, not coffee, which is allowing you to do further intermittent fasting. The second you technically have a cup of coffee, you're intermittent fast. You break that fast altogether. If you are going to, oh wow, I love all these hearts. Oh, they must be for you.
Thanks.
Actually, it's probably for the pie. If they could taste it, there'd be more hearts up there. It's really good. Intermittent fasting, get yourself 12 to 16 hours between your last meal and your first meal, including coffee. If coffee has 7 calories in it, you just broke the fast. If you're not on a fasting day, coffee can help boost beta oxidation and get your body burning more fat. A little biohack that I like is when you are done a cardio activity, whether it's that long walk, whether it's a cow ride, whether it's a long run, if you decide to go for a long run, if it's a workout, wait 2 hours. At the end of those 2 hours, you take some type of stimulant like a piping hot cup of black coffee. Not all the other garbage in it, just black coffee. A little ECA stack, the ephedra, caffeine, aspirin. I've replaced the aspirin, however, with krill oil. If you have an IgG sensitivity krill oil, you can use any fish oil. Utilize that, and now you take your metabolism, which is starting to go down, and you bump it back up again. High-intensity interval training is going to get you a post-exercise oxygen consumption that continues for about 36 hours, meaning you're continuing to burn higher for 36 hours, and then it goes down. This just helps raise that calorie burn throughout the day as well.
More calories you burn, smaller you get.
Exactly. Preserve muscle, burn fat. And our bodies constantly, it's just this wave back and forth and back and forth of what you eat and what you burn, what you eat and what you burn. And do it the right way, and you will look freaking amazing.
And you'll feel really good.
And you will feel really, really good. Mm-hmm. Carbs. Eat them later in the day.
Wait, what?
Getting up in the morning and having oatmeal, I will say don't do it. Just don't do it. Reason being, if you're looking to lose fat, you are going to have a stop in it. You're going to start to raise insulin levels. And, the best way really is, if you really want to biohack yourself, to get a glucose reader and test a bunch of foods. Wear it, get your baseline, and test. Eat something. What happened to our Facebook feed?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Crap. Keep talking about that. Please, keep talking.
Talk about what, the continued fat burning?
Oh, okay, we're still good. Woo! What do we need this Hollywood camera in here? So, once you have carbs, you're shutting off your system of burning fat. Best thing to do is have some carbs later in the day. If you're low carb, you're low carb. If you're higher carb, a couple hundred carbs a day, that's fine. Have them after 4 p.m. is the best bet. That way, your body is going to be able to have the carbs. It's going to help you sleep at night. You're going to regulate thyroid function properly. Long-term ketogenic diets are going to screw with your thyroid. And then, as a byproduct, start screwing with your liver. That's really the only reason I stopped living a ketogenic lifestyle after 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I wanted metabolism long into my young age.
Mm-hmm.
Still in my 30s. Still in my 30s.
For now.
Still in my 30s. Keep talking like that, and my hair is going to get grayer. Low glycemic carbs as well.
What is a low glycemic carb, Jim?
Why, Chantea, I'm glad you asked. It's a carb that does not cause a insulin spike. Yes, bland oatmeal is typically low glycemic. Again, the glucose reader will find out. I mean, it's amazing that rice, for instance, I've seen with individuals, for 99% of the population, you get a big spike in your insulin when you consume rice. Some people have no response to it whatsoever, which is fascinating. Yeah.
But oatmeal, forget it.
Exactly.
Yep. That's why food testing is so important.
Sleeping. We talk about sleep all the time, and we keep beating it with a dead horse. And I want to get into it. Like, I want to just get all nerdy about it. I really want to get to sleep.
We can totally do a nerdy sleep talk.
We're going to sleep with each other and figure it out.
Okay.
All right. Foam rolling. A lot of you know what foam rolling is, and do it. A foam rolling is going to break up the pockets of hyaluronic acid and allow the fascia to glide better. A lot of people think they have severe knee pain, can't get to the center of it, can't figure out what's going on. Go to orthopedic surgeons, they can't figure it out. Some people get exploratory surgery when really it was just IT band syndrome. They could have rolled out with a $2 piece of foam.
It is not pleasant when you hit those hot spots.
No, but you know you're on it at that point. And if you are not quite sure the spots to hit, because there is a pattern. So hit one and then just follow it. This is where not everybody knows the body is the way they know. There are different planes and vaginations in which the fascia actually goes, and it doesn't always orient with the muscle. There are textbooks. The Stecos are the godfathers of the fascial planes, in my opinion, at least. I know there's Myers Trains, and it was a movie. Myers fascial planes. Anyway, book by Myers. Stecco's got a few different books on fascia. Definite recommended reads, and it took me just one of the books, and I studied it and studied it and studied it. It took me over a year just for one textbook about this thick.
They're intense.
They're very intense, but definitely well worth it to become a fascist.
Heart's so good.
An easy one here. Yup, rebounding.
Ooh.
No, not when your
I'm not
girlfriend
rebounding.
breaks up with you.
Okay. Not that kind of
Not that kind of rebounding.
Not a rebound.
You're definitely not a rebound. Vibration. You can also use a trampoline, going around 20 minutes of it. It's been proven by ACE to lower your heart rate over time, increase VO2 max over time, and it's really easy to do.
It's good exercise. It's a good workout.
Exactly.
I love bouncing on the trampoline.
Another one that you can do is, if you're at work, to set up a standing treadmill at your desk. It's kind of been proven that standing doesn't really do much if you're still just sitting on your computer all day long, but if you do have a treadmill there, you can have it on a low setting and keep on walking and moving with it, and you're going to be in much better shape and still be able to focus. And it's actually been shown that you'll be able to focus even better while moving at a slow pace. Your brain will do more and retain more, if that's the case.
It's true.
It is true. Well, thank you.
Neural priming.
Some little things that you could do to get up off the couch. I loved your 100 jumping jacks a day. I mean, that was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
You could do 100 jumping jacks every hour. Get up.
10 push-ups.
You could do 10 push-ups. You could do 100 squats. I mean, all these little challenges that Chantea's been throwing out are little things just to get up off the couch. But if you're really serious about your health, you got to keep yourself moving. And by doing that, if you're on the couch watching, I keep thinking on Netflix. Let's call it Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus. Doesn't really matter what you're doing. If you're just sitting there, you're becoming in that perfect shape. You're going to become the perfect couch potato. If they had an Olympic sport, you will get a gold medal. And that's okay, because that's what you're training yourself to do. Now, if you don't want to be that way, these little activities are really nothing. Is it annoying to get up in an hour if there's commercial breaks? No. Herschel Walker, he used to do push-ups every single commercial break until he was doing 1,000 push-ups and sit-ups every single day. He didn't really lift weights at all, and he was one of the strongest and best athletes ever.
It doesn't take much for the body to respond.
No, that is very right. Flex diets. Let's get on flex diets in a moment. If you have questions on what I'm talking about here, because I have so many more biohacks when it comes to your fitness and strength training and endurance training, that, again,
blow your mind.
You versus your clone, give me a call, shoot me an email, hit support@functionised.com, put it in the feed on here, and I'll respond. I've got no problems with sharing my knowledge and information, and I'm constantly sharing and resharing, and I'm very humbled lately to be getting a string of podcast requests to be on there and talk about this types of stuff and other stuff and my experiences and what I'm doing, and it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. It's what actually gets me up in the morning. That and the gratitude. Thank you for this day.
It's not the baby kicking you.
No, it's you on top of me because the baby is kicking you. We've done a thing on flex diets before, and there's 2 rules of thumb. 1, go for it. And you know what? With some people, they can go for it because they have the discipline. You know, it's okay to have a piece of, God, that's such good pie. A piece of that pie. Probably not. You know, that's okay. That's part of a flex diet. It's okay to have a little treat once in a while. Am I having a piece of pie every single day? No, I'm not. But a lot of people don't understand the difference between once in a while and all the time. Food is an addiction. It's a drug. I've said it so many times before that when you have an MRI taken of your brain, this has actually been done before. The individual had sugar and looked at a functional MRI.
I have those slides.
Oh, yeah, you do.
And we will post them on the Healthy Happy Hour site.
Yes, Chantea will.
Yeah, I'll just so that you can actually see what your brain does and how it responds when you have gluten and sugar. It's pretty remarkable.
And it's also the exact same response as if you snort cocaine. So if you're getting the same response from sugar and the same response from cocaine, there's an addictive trait. And if people want to kick drugs, you have to kick drugs. If you want to do drugs, then do drugs. But if you really know it's ruining your life, it's not healthy for you, then it's got to be removed, right? Well, same thing with sugar. If it's not good for you, you keep going back to it, then you need to remove it. Remove the temptation. Remove it. You'll live far smarter, far happier, far healthier, for longer with that lifestyle change. It is a drug. Now, like I said, it takes a special person to say no. Myself, I was an addict. A severe addict of Twinkies, ho-hos. I couldn't eat just one cookie. I had to have the entire thing of chips I bought. Graham crackers, my goodness, there's so much more sugar in there than you'd think. Lather that with peanut butter, take a thing of whole milk. I would eat the entire box every single night. That was my nighttime treat while I watched cartoons and go to bed. And no, I was not 5 years old. I was more like 25 years old. It took a lot. And it's almost like I had to go to therapy in order to kick that habit. And sugar now is kind of just, after a while, your palate changes. Mm-hmm. And once your palate is fully changed, when you do have sugar, it just doesn't taste good anymore. And that's okay with me. I'm not wanting.
There's so many other yummy options out there.
Absolutely. That's my take on that. Macros. You want to count macros, and go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, that's pretty much what Weight Watchers is. And for some people, it works.
It's not sustainable.
Right. I mean, if you're going for competition, you pretty much got it. I mean, you have to. If you are going to hit a certain physical goal, if you're training for the Olympics, if you're training to be up on stage, there's a lot of reasons you must count macros. You must have this certain amount of fats. We're playing scientist with your hormones in many cases. We need to have the right amounts of protein. We need to rebuild the cells of your body. We need the right amount of carbohydrates for certain types of fuels. However, if you're an ultra marathoner, you may not want those carbohydrates. You may want to be that slow burn the entire time. You're a power lifter, you're going to think twice, you may want that. So it depends on your goals and what you do. So many people fail because it's not sustainable, Chantea is saying.
I couldn't count macros for every 12 months, 365 days a year.
However, those habits become ingrained. If you count macros for 3, 4, 5 months and are religious with it, you've just developed a habit. Now all of a sudden you're not counting anymore.
It's automatic.
Right.
Your body responds. It knows when you've eaten what you're supposed to eat and how much of it.
So it actually is a big deal if you're going to school to change a lifestyle for yourself. Now, I'll give you a little secret. A lot of what we do with our precision nutrition, we don't count macros with our clients. And despite that fact, most individuals, again, if you're listening or not, most individuals, and I do mean the vast, vast, vast majority, I'd say 95+%, are losing a great, great, great deal of weight. I mean, we're losing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds every single month here at Functionised. It's because of nutrient portioning and rationing food properly, which in a sense is doing the macros. But if you're doing it on your own, you're going to have to learn how to count macros for, I'd say, a good 6 months to develop that long-term habit. That way you know what the serving size actually is that you need for yourself. All right. We have a special treat for you. Chantea is going to release right now the next week's fitness challenge. So get up off your couches, and it's still good, the offer. You record it. You post it to Facebook or Instagram, and you tag us at Functionised. You do it for a week, we give you a fitting. You do it for a month, and we give you an Amazon gift card. I know this is extrinsic motivation, but hey, we're family here at Functionized. We're all a team, and we like to have fun together. So we challenge each other, we razz each other, and Gino, I actually own the board for a good week.
The king got knocked off the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Gino beat me with 1,278 newtons of force on the horizontal press on the ARX. Congratulations, Gino. I'm coming for you. Oh yeah, that board is mine again. And somebody in the world, please knock me off on Carol. I've been announced by Carol as the world record holder on Carol. So I'm going to submit that to Guinness Book of World Records. We'll see what happens. See if they accept it, which would be fun, and go from there. But if you haven't been on Carol before or utilized artificial intelligence to work out, the doors are open at our medical facility for your heart health needs. Give us a call, and we'll give you a demo and let you see what all the fuss is about. It's game-changing. I promise it's game-changing.
The latest and greatest cardio trend.
All right. Stop procrastinating. I'm going to turn the cameras here.
So I don't love all exercises. I'm just going to say that. But it's okay to push past your comfort zone and do different things from time to time.
Yes. Week number 1 was
jumping jacks.
100. Week number 2.
Squats.
100. Week number 3, drum roll.
It's going to be mountain climbers.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
go climb this mountain.
Let's roll, Chantea.
Which side?
Wherever you want. Here we go.
You ready?
All right, thank you for demonstrating, Chantea.
I can't even count and do that at the same time. If you can count and do those, count them out loud. Makes it easier.
Exactly.
There you go. Have fun with your mountain climbers. It's a little slippery, but...
All right, keep an eye out. Dr. Mike, hopefully didn't forget this, but I'm going to be releasing, Dr. Mike's going to do a solo gig on nutrition. Friday? No, maybe Friday. Yeah, well, Friday. Keep out. I'll throw up an announcement for that. IVs, we're doing them on the weekends. Come on over to our clinic. Oh, geez, nobody on Facebook can see me. I'll get this down. All right. Come over to our clinic. Boost your immune system with the same exact concoctions, if you would. High-dose vitamin C. That's being used in Wuhan, China, and New York City now for successful treatments. I'm not saying that we're curing anything. I'm not saying that we're treating anything. I'm simply saying it's being used for those reasons. Here, we're simply looking to boost your immune system.
Through science.
Yeah, through science. So, George, you just getting here? What?
They such a sniper today.
What the? Anyway. All right, all. Thank you for being with us. Live functionized. Be a better version of yourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And
see you next week.
See you next Tuesday.